Guys, we got leaves falling already off the trees. The leaves are changing here in New York already. It's mid-September, and right now is the time on our channel we typically start to transition from a lot of fishing type videos to a lot of hunting videos. And with this, we got something new this year that I wanted to show you guys that we're going to be using on the channel. I'm going to be doing this video is kind of going to be a two-part video. We're doing a review on this scope that was sent to us by Oneleaf, as well as show you guys a new rifle that we're going to be using on this channel. And hopefully we'll be taking some good deer with this year. I'm going to get into that, guys. And first off, I want to say also thank you to all our subscribers. We are well over 4,000 now. I was going to do a 4,000 subscriber giveaway, which I still will do. I have some items set aside I'm going to be doing a giveaway for coming up on the channel, so keep watching for that video. So basically what we're going to be doing is this gun is going to be set up as a field gun only. This is not going to be a gun that we're going to be taking out in the woods and sitting in a stand. This is a gun that is rather heavy. In fact, we're not going to be walking too far with this gun just because of the weight. This is a Remington 700 308 Win caliber rifle with a Midwest Industries top rail here. And it's got a heavy bull barrel on it, as you can see, a bipod. And I believe the barrel is about 20 inches. I'll change that if I'm not correct, but that's the setup that we have. I've had this gun for a while. I've just never used it for deer hunting, and mainly because I haven't had a really good scope until now. So our good friends at Oneleaf.ai have sent us this scope to field test in exchange for an honest review on our channel. So totally free of charge. We just have to review it and let our viewers know what we think. Oneleaf specializes in optics. They do a lot of night vision, scopes, rangefinders, things like that. So this is one of several different scopes that you can find on their website. Just looking at the website, they had so many different things to offer, and judging by the quality, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute, the scope actually looks like a pretty good quality scope for what we're looking at here, coming from overseas. Sometimes things can be a little cheap, but this thing actually does look like it's very, very good quality. But today we're going to get into this. I'm going to show you guys what I think about this scope. This is a Oneleaf Commander NV400. It's a 2-26 by 50 power. It's 2-26 optical, and it's got a 13 power digital zoom on it. Before I get into the actual unboxing of the scope, I'm going to kind of show you guys the box and just give you guys a walk around of this box here, because they put a lot of information on the outside of this box. Just to go around the box here, I'm just going to show you guys, this is a video and picture scope. It's got an IP67 waterproof rating on it. A lot of things I'm not actually going to get into because they will not apply to what we're doing with the scope on the channel. However, the things that will apply, I'm going to get into, and the real important things I'm going to show you guys. So again, 4K recording, has an audio microphone on the scope, the 13 power digital zoom, which is going to come in very, very handy, as I'm going to show you guys, has a built-in rangefinder, a built-in gyroscope, and a compass. These two things I probably will not use, but I will definitely be using the rangefinder. On the back here, we see a lot of features, guys, and just looking at the pictures here, it actually comes with a rangefinder as well as a nighttime illuminator. It does have night vision on this scope. I probably will sight this in and show you guys how it operates, but I will not have that on when we're hunting. So the box shows that this thing has 3 different modes: the day mode, starry mode, which is basically like a twilight or dusk mode, as well as a night mode. It shows all the settings for 4K. The night range, distance 1,300 feet or 437 yards, a whole bunch of settings, and I'm not going to get into every single different setting of this scope and different option. Basically, I just want to put a video out to show you guys our new setup. Something I will note though is it does come with all different reticles. It has 7 different reticles with 5 different color options. It has MRAD and MOA and just a simple red dot. It has the crosshairs, it has a T, and all of those you can change to any of the different colors, the 5 colors that it comes with. So, and just to let you guys know, this channel is based in Western New York. We got to be really careful what we take into the woods. As far as deer hunting anyways, you can't have any light, you can't have any lasers, anything that projects a beam towards a deer, you just can't have on your guns. So you can have an illuminated reticle, which this scope has, as well as a digital display on the internals of the scope. So that's fine, you can do that. I'm actually going to put a couple screenshots up on this video so you guys can see what I'm talking about as far as the laws. And you just got to be super careful. So we're going to do that, but we're going to unbox it. I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to give you some specs and information on it. And then later on, we're actually going to get to the range after I fit it onto the Remington 700. And we'll see how this whole thing performs together. All right, guys, so like I was saying, it's 4K recording, and that's what's important to our channel to get the good video for you guys. 4K, 30 frames per second up to 100 frames per second. If you're recording at night, if you're using this on like a varmint gun or something like that, you probably want to use it around 30 frames per second just for the image quality. But during the daytime, which we're going to be doing, we're probably going to be using it up to approximately the 120 frames per second with the 4K recording, just for a good picture during the daytime. As far as price, guys, this thing, I'll show you guys some clips here of the website. Approximately $658 is what this scope is valued at online. And that comes with the rangefinder, the nighttime illuminator, and all the other options. You can get it without those options. So those are kind of add-ons. And on the website, you really have a lot of different options as far as the product, as well as the add-ons that you can get from Oneleaf. Okay, so we're going to get into the unboxing here. Now, I've already taken this out. I've played with it a little bit. In fact, I've turned it on and I've played with the rangefinder. I've done a lot of things with this scope already, but I wanted to put it back in the box and kind of show you guys what it's going to look like if it comes in the box. So again, the box is nice. Open it up here. Trying to do this with one hand. And it's got some styrofoam in it here, and we'll set this aside here. So this is what it's going to look like, guys. You got a little dust cloth that comes with it. You got a color manual that we will get into in just a few minutes. It's got a 2-year warranty, guys. Very good 2-year warranty. It comes with this card right here that actually explains the warranty as well as the support, should you need any support setting up the scope. You got the scope itself here in the box, and you got a couple eyepieces. These are flexible eyepieces. You get 2 different sizes that come with that. We have some scope mounts, and this is how they came in the box here, attached to each other. Now, I have not messed with these yet, but they do appear to be good aluminum mounts. So we're going to put those on in a little bit on the scope. This scope is a scope you can download your videos directly from, or it comes with a 65 gigabyte mini SD card that will come in the side of the scope. So that's what the scope looks like, guys. This is the rangefinder here. It's already attached, and it came that way in the box. It is a fairly heavy scope. That is one thing you notice right away when you unbox this thing. And there's the writing there, NV400 2 to 26 by 50. So right here in the side, I'm going to take this off. Really nice machined aluminum caps. You can see here it's got some ports in it. I'm not sure if it's showing up here on the GoPro, but we got a HD cord and we got a Type-C USB, as well as this is the little piece here for the little mini SD. Goes right in the side there. And there's the cap. So the caps are all weather sealed. They come with a little weather seal in them. And actually this one's on the side here. On the top here, you got the battery compartment, and it is marked 50 millimeter. And as you see down here in the bottom, we have another cap that's marked 65 millimeter. So the scope actually comes with 2 batteries. I got the 55 already in here, and the 65 is actually in the illuminator, which is this piece over here for the night vision. Over here we got a daytime shade, which I will show you guys. It actually screws into the end, the front of the scope here. And they recommend using that during the daytime mode just for a sunshade. So decent plastic quality. It's pretty thick and heavy. We'll set that over there. On the side over here, it comes with tools for mounting. Got some Allen wrenches and keys. It comes with several extra O-rings here. 3 different packages of O-rings in case you need them. These are your charging and downloading cords. We got the mini USB as well as the USB-C, it looks like. Over here you got the nighttime illuminator. It's got 3 different settings on it here for the different distances and whatever you might need it for. Again, I probably won't be using this too much because I haven't been doing a lot of varmint hunting lately, especially on the channel. I've only been out a few times in the past few years. So this scope is definitely going to be mainly used for deer hunting on this 308, and that's what I'm really going to be working on getting it set up for. But this is the little quick detach here, and it will go on the top scope mount that would be right here. So basically it's going to sit off the side just like that. So nice illuminator, very good quality. You could just tell by feeling it that it's made very, very well. In the top of the package, you have a little battery charger. You can charge either one of the batteries, the 5500 or the 6500, right in here. And it's a simple USB. And that's basically how it's going to look, guys, how it's going to sit on the rifle. Pretty nice scope, pretty heavy scope. The whole setup is a very, very heavy setup, but that's okay. Sometimes just to get the shots to be steady with the bipod, it's really not a bad thing to have a heavy setup. And again, this is going to be only a field edge gun. We have a lot of fields that we sit on where it's several hundred yards down into basins and things where we can clearly see where the deer come out of the edges of cornfields and things like that. So that's what we're really kind of focusing on with this setup. We're definitely not going to be carrying this gun into the woods by any means. This is way too heavy. And basically, guys, I would probably put this scope in the budget range scope. It is $658, give or take, but I would still put that in the budget range scopes. This is not what I would consider like a mil-spec scope for a high caliber rifle. However, it's something that is, you know, reasonable, it's affordable, and you know, it's probably at the top end of the budget scopes. So yeah, guys, it's a full featured scope. It's a very, very nice scope. It's rated very, very well by other YouTubers as well as ratings online. Basically, yeah, I can't wait to test this thing out. It's supposed to be rated up to really, really high calibers. In fact, a manual, which I will show you guys, it shows that it is rated up to 308 caliber. So it should have no problem handling the 308 recoil. The scope is rated, I believe it's 7,000 joules of recoil. It shows on the website. So basically, that's a lot of recoil. To put it, you know, in layperson terms, it's a lot of recoil that this thing can handle. Also, 12-gauge shotguns, they say this thing can handle. So, yeah. So we're going to get this thing to the range, and we're going to see how well it performs. All right, guys, we have made it to the range. We're going to do some daytime shooting with this gun, and I'm going to show you guys the scope a little bit more. It's about 82 degrees right now and super humid out here, so I'm going to do this quick, and hopefully I'm not going to get too hot and sweaty doing this. But as you can see right there, I have a target set up already at about 50 yards. I think it's just a touch over 50 yards. So I'm probably going to be doing prone more than anything, guys. There's the rifle with the scope on it. I got kind of a brushy setup here, which is just fine because I can see the target just fine, but it's actually going to be kind of cool, almost like I'm hunting through this this brush here, and we'll see what this rifle can do. So let me get into this. I'll show you guys a little bit more about the setup here with the rifle and how I mounted the scope. So the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is this rifle is very, very heavy. This setup is just a heavy setup. The scope and rifle with the bipod and mounts and everything combined, this thing literally is, I want to say, about 12, give or take, pounds. Significantly more than the average gun, the average rifle, which is right around 5 pounds, give or take. The scope alone, I weighed at 2.2 pounds, is what it came in as on my scale. And that included the mounts. The gun itself weighs about 8.8 pounds. With that bipod. So yeah, a very, very heavy setup. But as I was saying before, this really is going to be a field gun for us. We're going to sit on the edge of fields and, you know, wood lines and things like that. We are definitely not going to be walking through the woods carrying this gun and expecting to hunt with it. So, but it will be a very nice setup for long range. Guys, if you think this is kind of, you know, too much or maybe overkill, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. I kind of want to know what you guys think about this whole setup. You know, it's just something we're working with, especially because Oneleaf sent us the scope and we needed to do the review on it. But yeah, it's a really, really nice setup, and I'm hoping it's going to work. So before we get into the actual shooting though, let's talk about how I mounted this scope. The mounts that came with it were very, very nice aluminum mounts, and I used the blue Loctite that kind of just is the temporary, and they went on very, very well. I really like the rail on top for the nighttime illuminator. You can put it up here, or if you're not going to use that, you could add a light or some other accessory to the top of one of these rails. So very, very nice setup. In the front here, this is the shade, the daytime shade I was talking about. So there's the actual shade that goes into the cap here. And for nighttime mode, you want it to be opened just like that. The starry mode, which is the dusk or nighttime mode, you want the cap shut, they recommend. And then for daytime mode, you would want this actually screwed in. You could do it without it, but I have found that it really helps. And you can rotate this whichever direction you want to have the cap flip open. Guys, back here, you can see all the different buttons. And these are the buttons you're mainly going to use. Very, very, very nice push pad buttons here. The top you're going to use to actually change the different settings and to turn on the rangefinder. As you can see, the little flag there. And back here we got where you can change it right here between daytime mode, starry mode, and nighttime mode is the first button here. The one up here is to change between picture and video record on and off. And this one here changes different settings as far as the brightness of the actual scope. And you can also go back and actually review the footage that you have on that scope if you want to. Also on this side, I forgot to mention, there is picture-in-picture mode. You can turn off picture-in-picture if you want. Which I will try to show you guys. One other thing I'm going to just note right now is me looking through this scope, I can actually see a lot more than you guys can if I record the screen, the footage of this scope. So what I see way down range through this scope will be different from the actual recorded video that the scope records. And that's just something to note, because later on I will have to put the camera right up to the back of the scope here and add some footage for you guys to explain a little bit more about the settings and the drop-down menu and all those different things. It's very, very simple, but those things are things you definitely need to know if you're going to buy this scope or use this scope. And it's very, very nice, very easy, very user-friendly, and I found it to be very simple when I was first using this scope and setting it up and testing it out. So I haven't fired it yet, but that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this all set up here, guys. I'm going to start off prone, and I'll put a camera on me, and I'm going to actually hit record here and show you guys some daytime footage. But we got the target set up at 50 yards. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing zeroed. And I'm going to use the one-shot zero feature that this scope comes with. One more thing before we get shooting, guys, that I forgot to mention. If you take the cap off here, this is where you have all your different plugs here that you can, right here, you can charge the scope up with different battery packs, such as one just like this. I'm going to show you guys these. I use these during my hunting out in the stands to keep my different cameras working. But here I can just literally plug in my GoPro cord to a battery pack just like this, and I'm going to charge my scope up if I notice it's getting low. I could always do this in the truck on the way there if I wanted to. Just really, really nice. It's a really nice feature. Over here we got the different other little cord here, and this is for downloading footage. You guys can plug this right into a PC if you want to, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Probably the easiest way that that I understand to be doing this, instead of trying to take everything off the card. But you can take the card here out, the little mini SD card, if you have a little drive for it, and you can stick that right in your PC too. So very cool. I'm going to put the cap back on and let's get shooting. All right, we're behind the gun here, guys. I'm going to just make sure I understand this shot zero real quick. It's the one shot zero. I'm going to rotate the center top button here, and I'm going to adjust the X and the Y value according to how it shows on the screen. And then we're going to short press the top button again, and we should be good. So let's see how things look here. All right, guys, so there's the target. Right now I'm at 4 power. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 13 times digital zoom right there. That is pretty impressive. I mean, I am right into that target, that black circle there. So if I hit the circle, it'll show up. I'm going to do the one shot zero real quick, make sure I'm on target, and then we'll shoot some more after that. So guys, what I'm noticing right away is again, what I'm seeing in the scope with the drop down menu. You guys can't see this when I push record on top of the scope here. So Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go back and show you guys clips of that later and just kind of describe it to you guys, and so you'll understand how to actually do this one-shot zero. But I'm going to go ahead and do the drop-down menu, select it, and go through all the different settings and make sure that I'm going to get this thing zeroed in. All right, let me get my ears on here. Let's do some shooting, guys. Eyes and ears, always. Let's see where this ends up here. Okay, I had to take the eyepiece off. So guys, there's a white reticle and a red reticle. So essentially, you're going to keep the white reticle exactly where your point of aim is, which is the center of that target, the very, very small orange piece in the black. And in the bottom is the red reticle. I've moved that down to my bullet hole. I'm going to click save, and then it's going to hopefully save it as it's supposed to for the one-shot zero. That simple. Okay guys, I went through the settings. I got everything hopefully done as far as the one-shot zero. It should be on target. Let's put another round in, fire a shot, and see where she lands. As you guys can see, underneath the black is my first hole. I was probably a good 1.5 feet low. So here goes the second shot. Right there, guys, look at that. Right in the orange. That's simple to zero the gun. That is awesome. One shot zero with the scope. That is cool. I'm going to shoot a few more rounds here and see if I can get a nice tight group. Getting all dirty laying on the ground, but this is fun. All right, guys, time for a little fun here. So we're about 60 yards or so, I want to say, and we got some old bowling pins and fire extinguishers, just like that one, lined up. Let's see if we can shoot every single one of these off. Gone. Oh, nice. 5 of them, and I think it was like 3 or 4 shots, so awesome. Okay. Whew. All right, I'm hot and sweaty, guys. I'm going to walk down to the target here, show you guys a little bit. So 50 yards, not too shabby. I covered up a few of my holes I originally made here. I did shoot one just off to the side a little bit here, and then the last 2 were here. Being high, just, you know, 1/4 of an inch or so isn't even a bad thing. That's actually a really, really good target there. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to stick with that, and I got to look at the ballistics again on these 308s, but I believe it's going to drop just a little bit, which is going to put me right dead on target. So I'm definitely hitting this ring here, which is absolutely satisfying to me at that yardage, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot it at 100. And I probably won't show you guys too much more of this, simply because we're going to get on to the night shooting and the starry mode and all those other modes, so I can compact everything into one video. So, all right, guys, we are cutting in right now from the range. We are back at the house. I'm going to add this portion in on the video. I'm not going to shoot the gun, but we're out here. We're going to test the starry mode and the night mode. And I got the scope turned on, and as you can see, all these buttons have lit up really nice. You can see them really, really well. I've taken off the sunshade there off the end of the scope here. I do have the scope cover flipped down. I'm going to open that up for night, the night mode, in just a little bit here. So I've added on the illuminator to the side here, and I'm going to push the button here, and you can see here there's 3 different modes. That's the first, second, and third mode, brightness mode on the illuminator. So I tested this out in my basement a little while ago. It worked awesome in night mode, but I'm going to show you guys the best I can, and I'm going to try to do what I can to get the camera inside the actual scope. And I noticed once I got back from the range that some of the footage I took inside the scope like this did not work. So I'll do the best I can to show you starry mode and night mode. Okay, guys, I got a target set up out there. Let me see if the rangefinder is going to work here. Yeah, so it's about 50 yards, give or take. Yep, 48 yards, guys. It shows right on the steel. And again, I'm not going to shoot right now. I just can't because of the neighbors and everything at the moment. But I want to show you guys these modes. So this is day mode. It actually shows up really bright still, even though it's very dusky out right now. And I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to change it over to the starry mode. And one click up here on the top is the starry mode. So there it is. It's showing up pretty pink on my screen here. Let's see if the illuminator changes much. Not really. Yeah, I guess it does a little bit. So, okay. So there's starry mode, guys. I'm going to wait a little bit, and I'll show you guys night mode. All right, guys. It's about an hour later. This is night mode with the illuminator on. As you can see, that is a very, very clear picture. The illuminator's on all the way to the highest setting. Look at that, guys. That's awesome. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. That's 4 power, 5, 6, all the way up to 13 here. One more, 13. Look at that. I mean, that is crazy zoomed in on that steel target right there. That's awesome. Let me zoom out now. All right, so that's zoomed out, guys, all the way there. That's awesome. Just awesome. I mean, you can't be any clearer than that at nighttime. I mean, if I look up from the scope right now, it's pitch black, nothing. I see absolutely nothing, and then I can look in here and see this. This is just awesome. So really, really nice clear picture. And yeah, that's going to be it to show you the night mode, and we'll go back to the range. Okay, well, guys, I'm hot and sweaty. Very, very hot. I think I got hotter while I was here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my outro right now. I just want to explain to you guys one thing. We're actually doing a discount code through our YouTube channel that Oneleaf has provided us, and that is good for 10% for the next about 10 days. I believe it goes through September 24th, and after that, it's 5%. So that's a little bit off if you guys do decide to look into the scope and possibly buy something off the website. It's good for anything on the website, and we also get a small commission back if you guys purchase off the website using that code. So look into those, guys, and I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with the scope. I look forward to using this and, you know, making some good long-range shots is what it's going to be for coming up. I'll probably get Colton behind this gun also after some practice with it, and we'll see if we can get some deer during probably the later season with this rifle as we look over some fields. So that's the plan so far, but right now it's September, and it is still very hot, so we got a little ways to go, and we got bow season and other seasons to get through first. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below if you guys have ever shot anything like this and what you think the, I guess, expectations are going to be this year of this and what you think, guys. Don't be afraid to comment and let me know what you think about everything that was in the video today, the ammo, the gun, the scope, everything. Let me know what you think, guys. So I really appreciate the comments and the feedback. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this, and we'll see you on the next one.